What? Oh, wait. What are you doing on my side? Hey,
I
what's
don't
going
know.
on, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to the Husker Gutter Call-In Show. We are back for another episode, and it's a little day late, but not $1 short, guys. Okay, we're not going to go that far. Yes, we had some things come up yesterday. I had to train a client at the gym in the evening, and Brian, I believe you said what? You had an interview?
No, it was a little
Oh,
going away dinner with some of my colleagues.
that's right. That's
So I
right.
don't know if I'm ever going back to work after Sunday.
I think I'm getting you mixed up with clients I talked to today. So, all right. So let me go ahead and dive into. We got a thing at the top of the list here. Well, first off, Justin hopping in here first. Go Big Red, and then we got Mr. Bone Led Corn Fed becoming a YouTube member. Much appreciated, man.
Let's go.
Thank you so much. It's always appreciated when y'all become members. Really, really helps us out. So thank you very much. Ron T hopping in here, my guys. What's going on, Ron? Appreciate you hopping in here. Mike, about to call in. Oh, there he is. Husker Wrestling.
There he is.
All right, let's go ahead and add Mike in here. Hey, Mike, how's it going, bro?
Gentlemen, how are we doing?
We're doing fantastic.
You're good.
Gentlemen, we are 27. That's right. 27 days away
Count 'em.
from kickoff.
That feels surreal.
And I don't know if you guys listened to the media press conferences yesterday, but it sounds like we might have ourselves a second running back behind Emmett Johnson by the name of one Mekhi Nelson. You might know him.
Yeah, I think he's a big prominent part of the show lately. Yeah, we love our Mekhi. You know that. So yeah, that's sick. That's great to hear. I feel like it's kind of been this perfect storm of him kind of getting some momentum too. Like right as kind of we are talking about him a little more. He's starting to make headway in camp and stuff like that. It's pretty cool to watch his progression. But yeah, so that running back room. Hopefully, do we get any update on Quentin Ives yet?
2 weeks. I did a short video yesterday.
It looked like he hyperextended it when I watched the video back again. So what was the ultimate call on it?
It was a tweaked hamstring with a ETA of 2 weeks, which puts us about a week and a half or so out from game day. So he might be back in time.
Was a hamstring. Cool.
And then
go ahead.
The other thing that I had, sorry to interrupt you guys. The other thing that I had, some strong, and I like it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I like it. Some strong statements by Ja'Cory Barney. He wants to be the number one kick returner in the nation.
I love it.
How long has it been since we've actually ran some kicks back instead of fair catching them every kick in the air?
Bo Pelini.
Wasn't it like DeMornay Pearsonell was the last 100-yard punt returner we had besides like Tommy Hill getting like 106 a couple years back?
Well, hell, DPE against Iowa in 2000 and I want to say 14. He had one he took to the house for like 70 yards, and then he had another one that was like borderline touchdown. He got tackled by the punter, I believe, at the end, and that was over 100 yards in just that game.
Yep,
it's been a long time.
It has been a long time. Been a long time, gentlemen. If you can't tell, I'm getting a little excited for the game. So,
oh, dude. We all are. And man, it's just been one of those things that's like I've stopped putting the countdowns up, like way early in the offseason like I used to, because it looks like such a long time away and it drags. So I have to like kind of distract myself, from focusing on the other stuff. So, but we are in
one last thing, and I got to then I got to go back to work. But shout out to Mac Markway. The guy's been through a lot. He's blown his same ACL out twice and stuff. That's tough to come back from. So I wish him a speedy recovery.
Yeah, that's tough, man. And they said it was because the reattachment failed. That's what I saw earlier. So
when I did the video yesterday, I didn't know how to explain that. Are you able to kind of elaborate on that more? What that means?
I mean, it'd be similar to kind of what happened with my bicep. You go to do the surgery, and somewhere along the way, it either doesn't just heal back like it's supposed to properly, or it gets tweaked somewhere along the way in recovery. And so that way it's not back as strong as it needs to be. And then, you do something that happens and it almost re-ruptures it or completely re-ruptures it again, depending on the situation. So Yeah, it's exactly what happened to my bicep. I had a 75% re-rupture because it didn't heal properly the first time. So,
man, I feel bad for him.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough, but
especially
all right, gentlemen. I am going to hang up, and I will listen to you guys in the chat. Appreciate you taking my call.
Yeah, appreciate you, Mike.
Yep, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, so that's tough for him, man. Especially because, like, for mine, my physical therapist wasn't aggressive enough with my rehab to get me back ready for like sport competition. So, Cincinnati thinks they can run right up the middle on us. I don't think anybody's. Yeah, I don't think anybody's going to be able to do that. How y'all doing? What's going on, Justin? Appreciate you you being here. Bone Leg Cornfed. Watch preseason NFL. It wasn't what I expected, but it's preseason. Yeah, I mean, we got to. How do you feel about the virtual first down thing?
Well, they did it because the Bills did or didn't get a first down against the Chiefs, and I think it's going to work better because, from my understanding, is there are sensors in the ball, right?
That's what I.
In theory, it should be perfect.
However, right? Let's say the NFL can manipulate it virtually.
Oh, they could.
They're, the Chiefs, man. It's really going to help them out.
You never know.
This is really good. The NFL is going to start sliding that baby a little bit to the right. Oh, well, we got a first down here, guys.
They're going to do what Ohio State did to us in that first down that Emmett got that didn't get.
Oh yeah. That first down he got by a yard and a half, essentially. Yeah. All right, there's a link if y'all want to call in. Let's go ahead and go over some of the stuff that they talked about. Kind of, did you watch some of the press conferences yesterday? I watched some of Holgerson's, Barney's and stuff like that.
Yeah, I watched Holgerson's, and then I watched Akil Shorts, and then I just did like a 10-minute recap on kind of what they covered yesterday. I didn't watch all of Ja'Cory's, or I think there was one other, Rocco, but I read some of the stuff they said on Twitter.
Yeah. What was your overall thoughts on Akil Shorts? I didn't get to see his, but
I really like Coach Shorts. Big fan of his. He's I believe he was a wide receiver coach when Dana Holgorsen was at Houston, and they produced Tank Dell, if I'm not mistaken. And then he just had another receiver that was under his tutelage from Houston last year, or I guess it would have been 2023-2024 season that was under his tutelage at Houston, go in the first round, I believe, like pick 22, 23 or so to Green Bay. So now he's got Tank Dell, even despite his injuries, phenomenal receiver in the NFL. Now he's got a first-round draft pick. Good resume for how young he is, because he's only super young. 30, 31, 32 is my age.
Because he was on that, 40 under 40 list,
30 or 30 or something.
30 under 30, something like that. Yeah, so, excellent wide receiver coach. And it sounds like, the guys we expected to step up are stepping up. Dane Key. Didn't mention Isaiah Hunter. It mentioned him kind of being in that, race for the 3 spot, but seeing some clips of Barney out there on the field. I don't know if you saw the one where he was getting kind of held in his back
by Buford, the one that Dave Revson posted.
Yeah, so I have a bunch of Dave Revson's clips here, so I want to pull this one up actually, because
he had a lot of good footage. He had a great one of Dylan throwing perfect timing route to Carter Nelson. It looked like he was on a post route.
Yeah,
before Carter turned, that ball was right there. It was perfect.
I got that one bookmarked here, but so we're gonna see Ja'Cory on the outside, blows by him.
Oh no,
I don't know why I don't even know why he tried that, but good ball, good concentration. Who's what?
Who's number 13? I thought it was just 3. I'm gonna go to the roster.
I think it might
be Andrew Marshall.
I think it might say. No, it doesn't say on there. Then we have this right here. This is the one you were talking about. What a ball.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to see what he ran there. Okay, so he just ran a quick little post.
Number 13 is Jameer Khan.
Him dropping for the underneath. Got him across.
What's interesting too, looks like your first string defense. Back it up just a tad bit. Right where, right there. Go. Look at that number 54 right above that assistant's head. That's Corver Dema, isn't it? With the first string unit right there.
Yes. Let's see I'm trying to see what that number is in the back too.
Because that's Marquise Watson Trent, center left.
Yes, there's 3. Yeah, 54, 10.
54 is Jacob Brewer or Bauer. Sorry.
6. Is it a blend? Maybe.
Well, number 10 would be Vincent.
Yeah.
This could be a package-based defense too. I mean, I don't at the linebacker spot. I don't really worry about who's starting. I think they're going to do a lot of package-based. So this could be a pass-heavy.
Like last year, last year just with Tony White, they wanted like a 17-man rotation.
Yeah, which is crazy, but it works.
Yes, exactly. And a couple of things too. I don't know if anybody had a chance to see Holgerson's comments, but I kind of liked what he was talking about with the attention to detail. That was one of the biggest things I noticed, like execution. Because that's what they talked about last week being a big part of what they were doing. But talked about Raiola's progression too. That was interesting. Where he, he's talking about they're giving him a lot more on his plate. He said his understanding of the game is really good, but he's like they can always improve there. But he's just trying to put him in chaos at the line and try to get him checking into plays, and he's just really challenging the football IQ. So that way, like under pressure, he's going to be able to go up and check out of plays, check into plays based on what the defense is showing, what they're showing up front, that type of stuff. So I think that's going to be the most exciting part, because we talked about last year, it was kind of learning the playbook and learning how to kind of be a college quarterback, adjust to speed, try to create some chaos, to get him in certain situations, but limited time to work with. So I think that's one of the biggest things that I think is going to lead to his jump this year for sure.
That and just a way better offensive line. I think a way better passing game concept, if that's the way to put it. Yeah. Plus the skill talent. There was, I think Jim in Minnesota posted a clip today of the Wisconsin game. And it was a dropped touchdown from Isaiah Nayer. And I replied to it on Twitter, and I was like, I don't think Isaiah Nayer would be a top 6 wide receiver right now for Nebraska. Which, considering he was your second leading receiver last year, I believe, and right now he wouldn't be a top 6.
Agreed. We got Bone Led at Corn Fed popping in here. What's going on,
What's up,
sir?
Bone?
Oh, not much. I'm enjoying this much cooler weather today in the 70s. So,
it must be nice. It's 110 right now.
Well, you can have it. I was out here and it was like 120 because of what's called corn sweat, I guess.
We're getting it down here too.
And man, when you
sweat.
Yeah, corn sweat. Yeah. It's like something about moisture, kind of like relative humidity, and like in
index.
In a cornfield, it's probably maybe 10 or 20 degrees warmer, than what the actual, like if it's 115 heat index in town, it's probably 125, 130, in a cornfield, if not maybe a little more.
Are you a scarecrow?
Am I a scarecrow?
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot of women think so. I mean, if that's what happened.
I was wondering why you live in the middle of a cornfield.
Well, I don't live in the middle of a cornfield. I'm
kidding.
Yeah, well, but I do know a lot about brisket though. But
the height. I don't even. I'm from Texas. I don't want to hear about your brisket. All right.
Oh, all right. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
what you got?
Anyways, gentlemen, I can't remember where I saw it, but there was a Cincinnati guy. I was listening to some Cincinnati stuff. It might have been on the show after this one last week. What was it called? Generation Red. Yeah, it might not have been, but I'm thinking. I
was on the Generation Red podcast.
Oh, it was with that Cincinnati guy, and then him talking about.
I was on the Generation Red podcast, if that's the one you're talking about, but I don't think we didn't
no, this one that I'm talking about must be something different. Anyways, the Cincinnati guy, he was like some important person, and then he said that he wasn't going to be able to make it to Kansas City because his daughter has something else scheduled that day. Well, anyways, to make a long story short, he was saying that they got this one guy, and he's built a lot of muscle, and last he knew, this guy could like squat over 600 pounds, and stuff. And it was like, okay, so they've gotten a lot in the portal as well. So my question is should we be concerned? And I know I wasn't concerned about this until I heard this. Should we be concerned that Cincinnati, even though it's the first game, could be a trap game?
No, I've looked at.
I've all season prepping for game one.
Yeah, I've kind of looked at Cincinnati's, team outlook this year, and they will be good kind of on the front, but they also have a lot of question marks offensively. Defensively, I think they're going to be a pretty good team, but offensively, I don't think they're going to be all that good unless they just kind of exceed expectations. They'll be good, but I don't think they're like an explosive enough offense to be able to, I guess, kind of stretch the field enough to be able to outspeed Nebraska. I think Nebraska has the speed advantage and the physicality advantage. So I think it would take a pretty complete meltdown for Nebraska to lose that game. I expect us to win it by like multiple scores, like 10 plus at least.
Oh, by 10 plus scores or
no, not 10 plus scores. I wish.
The big thing I'm watching in that game is Brendan Sorsby, their quarterback. He's pretty mobile, so if he can get if Cincinnati can get any semblance of a run game going, his ability to then run off of the success of the running backs, that's what concerns me a little bit more than anything else. He'll throw it fairly well. I'm not too worried about that, though. The defensive line has always been our question. How can they hold up in the run game? Because Cincinnati is going to try and run it on us.
I think Sornsby with his running, though, like I just feel like our team speed out to the edges is going to be like a lot for it. But
yeah, I think we're a lot faster on the edge.
Running QBs can be a whole nother problem.
Well, they can be, you could either put a spy there or you just play regular defense. And when you see him take off, you just, like if you're a linebacker or whatever, you just come up then and make the tackle. But that's if you're not getting penetration, to the quarterback. And then there was something else. Gosh, I just can't seem. I thought I heard Holgerson say in his press conference, he said it really pisses him off or makes him mad that the team can't set up properly in the different formations, and he said that, they should be able to do that, and see. So with him saying, go ahead.
No, I think you just echoed. Brian, pop out and back in.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear? You go ahead.
Okay. Well, anyways, he had said that the team when they do the different formations or something, there's a problem with them lining up. Well, if they can't line up properly, on offense, isn't that a concern? Because if you can't even complete, the basic setups that you need to complete, isn't that a concern?
I think he was more so talking about like that's what he gets frustrated about. Not like that's consistently happening, but that's the type of stuff that like him as a coach that gets him frustrated is when, it's simple stuff like lining up after they've been shown how to line up, like that simple execution stuff. So like that's for him basically saying master the basics and simple execution. That's what he wants, because that's his biggest pet peeve is when that stuff gets messed up. So not necessarily that it's happening.
100%. That's how I took it as well. Just talking about his pet peeves.
Yeah. Well, that's great because, I was looking at it as like if they can't line up, boy, there's a problem, worse than what, I would have anticipated. But but it's not, as long as that's not consistently, I mean, I could see it every now and then. I mean, like, let's say he puts a new wrinkle in. so that they run the Maryland eye. Well, I could understand somebody being in the wrong spot then if it's a new wrinkle. Okay, but if you practice it all season or something like that, you should have it down by the time whatever game comes that you're going to use it in.
Yeah, no, if that would have been happening, I think the coaching staff would have been singing a completely different tune this offseason. So,
yep, 100% agree.
Okay, well, all right, gentlemen, I'm going to go and I'll finish listening to the show.
Appreciate you calling in, man. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
for calling in.
You bet.
All right. Joseph, what's going on, my man?
What is up, fellas?
How we doing?
What's up?
Man, I am fantastic. I'm blessed. How are you guys?
Doing the same,
We're
man.
good.
Any day above ground's a great day.
You know it. So anyway, Cincinnati, I think it's a very winnable game. And I think, and I could be wrong, but I think Arizona State was picked to be dead last in the Big 12 last year.
Yep.
So, I think it's a winnable game, but I'm also like, if we overlook anybody, we haven't earned the right to overlook anybody. And I'm talking Akron, Cincinnati. Now, granted, some of those games are we should win, and hopefully we'll win with some style points, but we haven't earned the right to overlook anybody. I also think Cincinnati, I think they got a guy named Dante Corleone, which I absolutely love that name. Kind of an old school, The Godfather, wasn't that?
Yep.
Corleone's. But I also wanted to talk a little bit about Elijah Pritchett, and there's another podcast that I like, and they seem to be penciling in that Elijah's the guy. And okay, yeah, granted, he comes with a lot of pizzazz, and they're paying him a lot of money. We also paid Micah Mazuka a lot of money, and
he never played.
And there was a reason for that though too, because he was sort of a knucklehead, and he didn't want to buy into the system.
Yeah.
Say that again.
There was an eternal issue.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, but I guess I'm like, I don't care what we pay the guy. If Tyler Kanak is the guy, play him. If he's got a nasty streak, play him. And I get it that Elijah's kind of coming into a new system, and I've heard talks that like Donovan Raiola's system is a little bit different than a lot of people, which is fine. I mean, he's starting to kind of gel these guys together, but I think overall, from a cultural standpoint, I don't care what you pay a guy. You have to play the guy you have to play the best five guys, I guess. And the offensive line's a little different than just playing the best guy. You got to play the best guy that gels with the guy next to him. What are you guys' thoughts on that?
Brian, I'll let you go first. Do you want to start with the first thought or the second?
I was going to talk about Elijah Pritchett a little bit.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I have him also penciled in as a starter at left tackle, and I think he's going to have a little bit of a leash in the sense where they're not going to be afraid to pull him if he is struggling, right? I think Cincinnati, if he starts getting beat early, they will not hesitate to put Gunnar Gatula or Teddy Prohaska in, because I'm not shocked by what I'm hearing, but Teddy so far is looking like that bookend left or right tackle that we thought he would be. He's come back incredibly healthy, incredibly in shape. He's slimmed down, trimmed up his body a little bit. So I think Elijah's going to start, but he will have a little bit of a leash where they're going to yank him out if he keeps getting his ass beat like he was at Bama, because there was times at Bama where he looked like an All-American, and I think it was that the Michigan game or the Georgia game where they just dominated when they moved him back over to left.
I can't remember which game it was, but as soon as he came in, they started their comeback. It was like a 3-touchdown comeback. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
really? That's interesting. I might try looking into that. And I know I've brought this up before. It's kind of a pet peeve of mine a little bit as far as like.
One thing that I want to add to that too is I think you qualmed one of your own concerns when you were like, I want the guys that are going to be that are the better players to be, in the positions. I think the, example you put of Mazuka proves that the staff doesn't care how much we're paying you. Like, we're going to play the guy, that we think best fits up there. So I think too, that hopefully quells some of the concerns on that side of the aisle.
Yeah, I think, it's not really a concern. I mean, it's like, well, the offensive line is a concern. We haven't played that well in 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, whatever. We haven't been, what I'd want us to be, but it's more of a cultural thing to where, I don't want to just bring guys in, pay them, and then say, well, yes, you're the starter. I think they kind of did that with the wide receivers a little bit. And at times,
I just don't think we had that deep of a wide receiver core.
Last year or this year?
Last year.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You're probably right there. As far as, just having other studs.
Yeah, that's why we had to keep
I'd agree with that almost wholeheartedly.
Yeah, but and to the first point too about the Cincinnati game too. Here's my thing on that, like with the overlooking it, like for me, like the team's not overlooking it, and I think that's the biggest thing. Like I think us as fans talking about, we think we can predict a double-digit score win. That's not going to help. That's not going to make the team lose.
Right? No, I think that's a valid point. I think that's. I sort of get lost in that at times, where I'm like.
I think a lot of people do.
Right, like the fans sort of think, well, we should beat these guys. Well, we don't know if the team thinks that way, right?
Yeah.
And they could be chomping at the bit, thinking, sort of the same idea as like, well, yeah, Sun Devils were picked dead last. Not a lot of people are picking Cincinnati to, do very well in the Big 12, but the team may be like, no, we haven't earned. The team may be thinking the same thing as far as we haven't earned the right to overlook anybody.
Right.
I don't know that,
But. Nah, I guarantee you they're going to have a chip on their shoulder coming out there week 1 and want to make a statement. And the 10 plus, like I think if we win that game by 10, like that's if we go out there and don't have a good performance. That's kind of factoring in that potential.
I think it's I think that game could have a I don't know. I almost bought tickets to it earlier today, but there's going to be a lot of Husker fans there.
Yeah. Prime
time, Chiefs Stadium. If we can look good there, it might be a pretty good feel-good game, so to speak. But anyway, Husker Wrestling, like always, and appreciate the show, guys.
Hey, thank you so much for calling, Joseph.
Yep.
Appreciate you, brother. All right, good call there. Yeah. With that, I think at this point, like the staff's kind of shown that it doesn't really matter. I just think that they want to win. They want the best players out there. And Holgerson and Matt Rule are old school enough to where the best players are going to go out there, especially Dana. Dana even mentioned the line last year. Mentioned how bad it looked when he showed up versus how it is now, and even he has a lot of confidence in this O line. And honestly, the line that we had last year wasn't even that bad compared to years prior. So, I'm curious to see what he would have said if he saw those. But I think this line is going to be put in a lot better situations too, because I think the offense is going to be moving a little bit better. He even kind of put it into the way that I we've put it through a lot on this show. Talking about, so he said his goals to become more explosive, but won't obsess over it. Won't reach on the play calls basically to force explosive plays, kind of like I felt like what's his name? Satterfield. I've already brain dumped his name. Was trying to do. So he's like, we're going to set it up with routine play after routine play, and he basically verbatim said, routine play, take what the defense gives you, and then the opportunity will open up. And that's kind of what we've been saying a while. Take what the defense gives you. If they give you 2 yards, he's like, it's better than an incompletion. It's better than an interception. It's better than a sack. So yeah, I kind of like, they're still going with that simple mindset, but he's a football guy at the end of the day. It doesn't matter how much you're getting paid. He wants you, if you're getting paid a lot and you're not going out and lining up properly, you're not going to see him. You're not going to see the field.
100%. Yeah, they're not going to put a guy out there that doesn't know the play and doesn't know the formation or whatever. It can't happen.
Yeah, he's a straight shooter. That's one thing. Give Dana. Did you? Oh yeah, what was the clip too about? Because I was going to talk about the Matt Rule interview they posted about a little over an hour ago now on CBS Sports, but he basically talked about kind of what we talked about. I think we might have talked about it last week, but talking about the team expectations of wins versus, they should expect to win every game. But he's like, the team expects to win, double-digit games. And he really thinks the team's in a position to be able to do that. He's like, not naturally, no promises, no guarantees there. But this is a team that does have that belief, and that's on Generation Red podcast, I picked them to win 10 games, even though it might be a little crazy, but that's just how it came out. I feel better about this team than I did kind of a month ago. Even in a lot of ways. So that's barring any injuries down the stretch. But yeah, he kind of talked about how this was going, similar to when he got to Temple. It wasn't a great job. They rebuilt the roster. By year 3, they had it down. Baylor lost 45 players, had a really bad team coming in, rebuilt it, won some games year 2, and then won in year 3. And then said Nebraska wasn't as bad as those when he came in. So, yeah, I
hope it wasn't as bad.
Huh?
I hope we weren't as bad as the
Baylor had the death penalty. That
was a shit show. He walked in.
That was rough.
And the fact that he got them to the Sugar Bowl in 3 years is
11-1, right?
Absolutely remarkable. I think they ended up 11-2. They lost a Big 12 title game, then they lost a Sugar Bowl.
That's right. Yep.
But they were borderline a top 10 team that year.
Yep. They were. Let's see. It's almost football season. I don't know how much more I can hold out, boys. I don't either, Christian. I've been working Saturdays, training to kind of kill time, but I'm ready to have those off now so I can watch football. Besides Dylan, who can we not afford to have a sophomore slump or not take as a big jump forward as expected, like Linhart last year? Ja'Cory?
Yeah, I'd say Ja'Cory. I don't know if you'd count Emmett as a sophomore slump because he's technically a junior, but I think he's probably the biggest one outside of Dylan that we cannot afford to have like a dip in productivity or a dip in anything. Like I heard Steve Sipple say it on the Husker Online show the other day where he was talking about like, this is what you wanted, Emmett, and now you have to go out and do it. Like Tay left. You were about to leave. You wanted to be the dude. Now you're the dude. You have no excuses now to go out and just dominate.
Yep. Yeah, and I like that they're going the way they're going to be doing this running back rotation, because I don't think they're going to, Emmett's going to be a workhorse, no doubt, but I do think, with the way the talent is kind of, each kind of talent has their own little niche. Makai's one type of running back, Emmett's one type, Mosey's one type, Ives is one type. I really think they're going to spread up the load a lot well and keep his body kind of in good conditioning too, and be able to keep it from wearing down. So I think this is a four deep running back room that they see, and they're going to keep those guys pretty rotated, but it's going to make sense this time. The rotations are going to make sense, unlike last year where it's like, oh, Emmett's playing well, let's put Dante in so he can hurdle the line of scrimmage.
I can't remember what game it was, but Emmett busted a big run up the right sideline. It was a 15-yard gain. And then the next run, he had like an 8-yard gain. Starting to get a rhythm, pulled him out, put in Dante, got 2 yards, pulled Dante out, put in Emmett. Emmett got 2 yards. And it was like, how do you – and I wish I could ask, like, if we had like Coach Barthel on or like a running back on that could explain like how big of an impact that makes when you're getting subbed in and out like that.
I'm sure.
Because you have to get rhythm.
Yeah. Just think about NBA Jam, guys.
Yeah.
Think about if
you become on fire.
Think about if you were never on fire. That would be a very not fun, difficult game. It won't happen, but first play I would run against Cincinnati is send 4 or 5 wide receivers down the field, throw the long ball, get their defense on the heels. They did something like that against USC, didn't they? First play?
Yeah, the first play was a shot.
Tested a deep ball down the left side. And then from
that's
there,
what they're going to do, I think.
Then the next play, we had a little short pass.
Mm-hmm. I think it's exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, they might to just kind of set the tone and be like, listen, bye, guys. Let me try it.
Disappeared into the abyss.
My camera just like turned off. It's dark in here. No, I think that would be fun to come out, and then make sure if it's not there, throw it at least to the point where it's thrown away. If nobody's going to get it, you throw it away.
Yeah.
Teddy is on a preseason watch list. That sounds like he's on the FBI's most wanted.
That's honestly I saw that. I thought it was kind of bizarre because he hasn't played football in 2 years.
Yeah, I think it's one of those.
He's probably not a starter.
I think it's one of those that maybe is I don't know, like just they're talking about like experience in terms of year group, because definitely, I don't know. I don't know how they come to that conclusion.
Because if he's on it, then you would imagine the projected starters would be, right? Like Tyler Kanak or Elijah Pritchett or
Yes.
Gunnar Gatula.
Yeah, it's that didn't make sense to me either. But like I don't put much stock into the preseason lists anyways. So like I kind of just brush it off, whatever. Heard it on Herdat. They got flamed for that one comment
For that one dude that tried to say about his experience of never being in an SEC stadium, but what he hears is a lot better.
It's crazy work. What's going on, Rashawn?
I'll go to the game in Austin once I get down there. I will go to
What's going on, Rashawn? Appreciate you hopping in here, sir. Love the fact our punter is a good passer. Oh, I think I cut you off there, and I didn't even mean to. I think it cut out on
your
my side. My headphones. Love the fact our punter is a good passer and runner. Yeah, we can't. Okay, whatever. I give up. We can't. Yeah, we talked about that a lot. How much that opens up on Tuesday. We talked about a lot how much that opens up the special teams for us. Just having that threat of a punter, even just having the threat of the punter that can do whatever, keeps them at bay on every single play.
Yeah.
And then we also talked about kind of like the planting the seed in their minds when he's talking about the fake punts and stuff like that. I'm trying to get the camera back on with it.
Yeah, it's 100% intentional why he did that. I mean, you don't volunteer that information without intent.
Yep, absolutely not. Also talked a little bit
about a new logo.
What's that? Yeah, I did. I saw that. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I got to look at it a little longer.
Yeah,
I'm gonna stare at it tonight and just see. Another thing that he did get to talk about is why, they asked if Nebraska belongs in the Big Ten, and what he was talking about, he's like, he thinks so because cold weather games get you ready, and I think that was something they partially had in the Big 12, but it's a whole different animal in the Big Ten. The travel, the cold, and in a way, I kind of agree with him. I don't know if a lot of people will ever agree because everybody sees leaving the Big 12 as such a big negative. Because I mean, it kind of ended up that way, but I don't think it was a bad decision by any stretch.
Yeah, I agree.
But he does have a point with that.
Well, if Nebraska would have stayed in the Big Ten, what's their TV deal worth annually?
Yeah,
$3 million, 45.
Texas got the Texas Longhorn Network around that time, right?
Yeah, and Nebraska now is making almost $90 million a year from their TV deal. So it makes zero sense now. It made zero sense then to stay in the Big 12, because the money you were getting from the Big 10 was substantially more. Now we've turned out to not be great in the Big 10, but I think culturally we probably fit as a program better with the Big 10 than the Big 12, especially now.
I have to agree. But yeah, talked about those things. Talked about the revenue model, trying to thinks it will make things more stable and transparent. Did talk about contracts, because that whole thing we talk about where players coming in, having an obligation till X amount of time, making $1 million coming in and leaving. But yeah, he mentioned that it is going to have to play both ways, which is why there is going to be this collective bargaining at some point to try to work out the details of that. That's going to be a headache and a half.
Yeah.
So, and that's going to change things up a lot.
I'm not looking forward to that.
No, because it's one of those things. It's a change that needs to be made, but we're not looking forward to it at all.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so that was the majority of it. But it's more so he echoed the kind of the confidence in the team, and I keep turning the lights off. It's not Motel 6 in here. Dad joke. No, but no, I like the sentiment of what he was saying. I do like kind of Holgerson's mindset of execution at this point, because I went back and listened to some of the offensive stuff from Satterfield. I give up last year, and I think I want to do a video similar to what I did last year, where I kind of had some of the comparison clips from what the 2023 or 2024 to the 2025, and just hear the difference in the sentiment, and see if some of the things that they said were problems last year match up to what actually became problems, and kind of see what they're talking about this year, because it follows along with the pattern of how the team has executed, though.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to do kind of a revisionist history on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think my camera is dead, so that's pretty cool. But I think we haven't got a call in a while, so I think we're going to wrap the show up here. Sorry for a shorter show, guys. I don't know why my camera's not working. I don't think it's dead actually because it's plugged into a charger, so it's on life support. So it doesn't make
I
a
want to
whole
pull
lot
up
of sense.
one thing real quick.
Yeah, pull it up.
We hit 7,000 subs.
Let's go.
So thank
That's
you
right.
all
Forgot
so
about
much
that,
for
yeah.
subscribing to the channel. The members, thank you for being members. But 7,000 subs, awesome. So I'm pumped for that. Thank you all. Appreciate it.
Yeah, shout out to y'all, man. Thank y'all so much. The show doesn't go without y'all. Everybody who humps in here every Tuesday and Thursday and watches the videos, we appreciate each and every single one of y'all, man. Our members too, man. Thank you all for the extra contribution. But like we said, even so much as a like or a view helps us out. So really, really appreciate y'all, man. All right, Brian, anything else before we wrap up here?
No, I think we're good unless someone's going to call in the next 2 seconds.
All right. Well, that's it for DJ Ghosty Ghost. Brian,
Let's get out of here. Go Big Red.
Damn, I was trying to get you to say something cool, man. All right. Thank you again, everybody, for tuning in, and we will see y'all in the next video. Peace.